This video is going to be a different video. This is going to be a conversation. We haven't had many of these videos before. A one-on-one conversation with every Lions fan that watches my videos, or just NFL fans in general. Can the Lions still win a Super Bowl with all the adversity, with all the setbacks, with all the injuries they have gone through within the past couple of weeks, especially this week? In my opinion, we 100% can still win a Super Bowl. This team has so much grit, and it really is going to have to be powered on grit to win a Super Bowl. It truly is. That is what has gotten to this point. Brad Holmes building through the draft, building through free agency, and all that, but grit is the true reason we have gotten to this point. The Lions still have a good chance to win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl, but it's going to have to run through grit. It's going to have to run through Detroit and the grit we have. That's what's going to happen. Now, this is where I'm at. If I am Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, you have to make a move. There is not a lot of guys right now available. I'm not trying to spoil my video that is coming out later today, or might have already came out when you're seeing this video. There are some guys out there in free agency. I'll put it this way. There's a decent amount of guys still in the secondary you can go get in terms of star power and depth. There is a couple of guys at the edge position you can go get in terms of depth pieces. And there is nobody in the interior defensive linemen that you can go get that are going to make an immediate impact. So, with that being said, Brad Holmes, with the remaining somewhat good players that are still available that can produce immediately, he has to go sign a couple of them. Has to go sign 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care how many it is. He has to go make a move. This defense, right now, in my opinion, with where we're at this current moment, 12-17-2024, I don't think this defense can help us win a Super Bowl. I don't think it can. Again, we still have a lot of star power on the defensive side of the ball. So we still got Zadarius Smith, we got Reeder, we got Jack Campbell, we got Kirby Joseph, we got Brian Branch. We still have a lot of star power, but in terms of depth, we suck right now. We're horrible in terms of depth right now. We have a couple good pieces, behind those elite guys like Terry Arnold, Amik Robertson, Josh Pascal, all them guys. But you don't have any depth behind that. You really don't. You have practice squad bodies, and you have guys who have really never played in the NFL or who are veterans who are 32 years of age and plus. So, yes, the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, can still win a Super Bowl, but it's going to take a lot of grit, and Brad Holmes is going to have to make a move to make it happen, because this defense showed against the Bills that if we're going to go against a quarterback who is mobile and who can get out of the pocket like a Josh Allen, like a Lamar Jackson, like a Jalen Hurts, like a Patrick Mahomes, I know I'm missing a couple, maybe even a Kyler Murray, even though we did contain him pretty well earlier this season. I don't know if we can beat him with this defense we have right now. I know we can't beat Josh Allen. I know we can't beat Jalen Hurts. I know we can't beat Lamar Jackson. Probably can't beat Patrick Mahomes right now in terms of the defensive side of the ball against those type of guys. Maybe Kyler Murray, since we did it earlier in the season. But we have to figure out something on the defensive side of the ball. Whether that's blitzing, like we did last year towards the end of the season, where we blitzed like 80% of the time, and we blitzed a lot with the defensive backs, which works most of the time when we do it, matter of fact, even though it sometimes leaves guys wide open downfield. But at this point, I'm willing to risk it because the pressure just can't get there, especially with losing Ali McNeil now, who is our best pass rusher. Yeah, you could say Zadarius Smith, but Zadarius Smith, if he does not have McNeil, I really don't know how much he can do, because he literally has nobody else who can create pass rush on the defensive line right now. They apparently don't think Al-Quadin Muhammad's that good, because he only played 8 snaps this past week, which was so stupid in my opinion. DJ Reader, he's a great defensive tackle, but he's not known for rushing the passer, even though he does have a career high in sacks this year with 3. He's still not going to create a whole bunch of pressure. Levi's kind of slowed down. I don't know if it's from the injury. I don't know if it's just he was off to a hot start. I don't know what it is. He's slowed down. He hasn't looked as good. And, I mean, that's pretty much it on the defensive line. I mean, like, you got Broderick Martin. I'm not even going to speak on him. You got Miles Adams, only seen him for 1 game. You got Jonah Williams. Hasn't looked that good, in my opinion, the 2 games he's been out there. So, if we have to blitz as many guys as we can to contain those guys, is what it is. whatever it takes to beat those guys, because in my opinion, we cannot do it right now with the defense we have. So, again, if that's changing the scheme, if that's getting some talented guys that's in free agency, don't care what it is. We got to do it. The offense is unreal. The offense is better, in my opinion, than last year. Every side of the ball. Running game is better. Quarterback plays better. Goff is playing at an MVP level. Receivers are better this year. They're more consistent. The offensive line, I mean, you could say its worst are better. Glasgow's having a down year. You could say Decker's having a down year. I think Decker's improved slightly from last year. He's off to a slow start, but it has kind of been better over these past couple of weeks. Sewell's having a phenomenal year. Zeitler's having a phenomenal year. Ragnall's having a solid year. So really, besides, I guess, Glasgow and maybe Decker, that offensive line's been extremely good this year. So the offense is going to have to carry this team. If Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell if they think this defense is fine, the offense is going to have to carry the team, and it's probably still going to have to keep them regardless if we do change the scheme on defense. Regardless, if we do pick up somebody on defense, the offense is going to have to carry. And yes, I do think Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes still think the Lions can win a Super Bowl, obviously. They are the ones who got us to this point. They're not just going to give up on the season, so that's what I think about it. So I'm going to wrap this video up. One pride, go Lions. And again, for the final time, I still think we can win a Super Bowl, but it's going to be extremely tough, and we're gonna have to change some stuff. Whether that's changing the scheme on defense, whether that's getting a couple guys, whatever it takes. All I'm gonna say, it's gonna be tough. But I believe in the guys. I believe they got the grit to do it, and I believe they still have the star power to do it. But it's gonna take a lot. One pride, go Lions. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, so please leave them.